Have you ever considered if a single act of kindness, like real deep kindness, could actually rewrite someone's destiny? Maybe even, break a curse. A pretty wild thought, isn't it? Well, today, we're doing a deep dive into a story that explores exactly that. And it offers some really surprising ideas about what selfless love can truly do. Our source is an excerpt from this story called Saima's Kindness, A Curse Transformed. And our mission, really, is to journey into this village, Shahpur in Lahore, and unpack this amazing tale. It's about a young woman whose compassion didn't just help someone. It actually turned a curse into, well, an incredible blessing. We want to get past the surface, uncover the hidden truths in it. Okay, so let's set the scene. We're in Shahpur Market. We meet Saima. She's 22, an orphan, runs a small shop, sells handmade clothes, sheets, that sort of thing. But what she's really known for in Shahpur is her heart. People literally said Saima's heart is as pure as gold. And it wasn't just talk. No, she'd give clothes to the poor, look after people if they were sick. She apparently never turned anyone away. It was just who she was.
Right, and what's really striking is how immediate her compassion is. It's instinctive. So one evening, she's closing up shop, right, and she sees this child, maybe 8, 9 years old. They're standing there, silent, innocent eyes, like he's just waiting, lost. Mm-hmm. And this isn't just setting up the plot. It immediately shows you Saima's core, that empathy.
Yeah, it kicks in instantly, no hesitation. She just asks him, "Are you hungry?" He nods, silently. And boom, she's off to her home, comes back with bread and curry. He eats it so carefully, like, maybe he hasn't eaten properly in days. And that's when she figures it out. He's mute, can't say his name, just points to his chest. So right then and there, Saima decides, I'll call you Kareem. What does that tell us? That immediate naming, the immediate care.
That's such a crucial point. It shows a complete lack of judgment or expectation. She doesn't ask questions. Why are you here? Why are you silent? Who are you? None of that. She just sees a need and responds. Pure giving. And giving him a name, Kareem, that's a really profound act of acceptance. It basically lays the foundation for the bond they develop.
And from that day, it just happens. Kareem starts showing up at her shop every day. She keeps feeding him, gives him clothes, and she talks to him constantly, like he's actually answering back, just filling the silence. And Kareem, well, he helps her out with gestures. He becomes this silent companion.
And if you think about the village, the community, they noticed people were talking, but positively, saying things like, Saima has adopted a mute child, may Allah keep her happy. So her actions really resonated. Months go by, and this unique bond, it just gets deeper. Really like family. Saima treats him like her younger brother, and apparently he obeyed her every word. It really shows how that consistent care builds connection even without words.
There's this one moment that really hits you, though, that deepens everything. One night, she sees Kareem outside her house, just standing there, looking up at the sky. And he's crying, silently. Her heart just breaks, right? She thinks maybe he's unhappy, wants something she can't give. She asks him gently, what's wrong? And he gestures like he wants to go home. But then almost right away, he shakes his head no and takes her hand, like he's reassuring her, saying it's not about leaving her.
Wow, yeah. That's powerful. Wordless communication conveying so much complex emotion.
Exactly. And then the story takes this massive turn, the really astonishing part. One night, Saima just wakes up suddenly. Feels like someone else is in the room. She opens her eyes and sees Kareem by her bed, but he's completely different. He's taller. His clothes have changed. His eyes have this strange glow. Mm-hmm. And she's terrified, understandably. She's trembling, manages to ask Kareem, what is this? And this time, he speaks, a real voice, clear, resonant. He says, Saima, I am not who you think I am.
Okay, so this is the big reveal. We need to unpack this transformation, the curse itself. The person standing there, not a child anymore, says his real name is Hassan. And he's actually 25 years old. He explains he's been under this curse for, get this, 15 years. And the origin, it goes back to him refusing to help an old man at a mosque, just brushed him off, saying he didn't have time. Turns out that old man was a Sufi, a mystic, someone often seen as having spiritual insight, sometimes even power. And the Sufi cursed him, said he'd stay a child until someone showed him truly selfless love.
Man. 15 years as a child.
Yeah, and the muteness, that was part of it too. Only someone with that pure, unconditional love could even hear his voice. So it's not just random magic. It's presented as a direct spiritual consequence for, well, a lack of compassion.
So looking past the magical side for a second, what's the real message here? Hassan tells Saima it was her kindness, her pure, selfless love, feeding him, clothing him, treating him like a brother, never questioning him.
Oh.
That was the key, the only key. Her unconditional acceptance literally broke the spell. And the next morning, well, you can imagine the villagers' faces. Seeing this handsome young man at Saima's shop instead of the mute boy, Saima then has to explain this whole unbelievable story.
And what really seals it, adds this layer of confirmation, is the Pir Sahib showing up. A Pir Sahib, for context, is like a respected spiritual guide, often linked to Sufism, and it's the same Sufi who originally gave the curse. He comes to the village and says, basically, yes, this happened. Allah has rewarded Saima. Her kindness gave Hassan a new life, so it validates the whole thing within their cultural and spiritual framework. It says these acts aren't just nice, they have real power, recognized even at a higher level.
It's incredible. And then Hassan, in this really touching moment, turns to Saima. He says, "You gave me my life back." Freed him from 15 years trapped like that. And he asked her permission, really humbly, to serve her for the rest of his life, as a gesture of just immense gratitude and the resolution. A few days later, they get married, the whole village celebrating. So the transformation is complete for both of them, really. When we dive into this story, Saima's kindness, it feels like it's teaching us something more than just be nice. It's showing how kindness, especially the kind that asks absolutely nothing back, is never, ever wasted. It's not always about getting some obvious reward right away. It's about the ripples it creates, often unseen. Saima helps this child, loves him unconditionally, and finds a life partner, transforms his entire existence. It makes you think true generosity. Maybe it leads to things you could never predict, something much bigger.
It's a really potent story, isn't it? It suggests that genuine compassion can unlock potential, change lives in ways that just defy simple logic. And it really leaves you wondering how many curses, maybe not literal ones, but difficult situations, hardships in our own lives or in the lives of people around us, how many could be transformed? Not by huge dramatic actions maybe, but by those simple, consistent, selfless acts of kindness, the kind that expects nothing. What unexpected blessings, might just giving without any expectation unlock in your world? Makes you think,